good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or good night, wherever you are. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports, and I am Omar Stennett. Extremely delighted to have you join us for one more episode of our Friday Big Bangers. We release these videos every Friday at 12:30. Good content, stuff you want to listen to and hear. Yeah man, they come out on our YouTube platform, on our Facebook channel. You can see them there, and you can also check them out on Irie Times TV. You don't want to miss it. Also, I want to say big thank you to all our subscribers. Last time I checked, we were at 541 subscribers. And so step by step and gradually, we are growing and improving as we continue to put out good quality sporting content. So thank you so much. Keep supporting the work. Keep sending in your comments. Keep liking and keep sharing. Today, we have a big one in store for you. We are going to cover some NBA basketball, West Indies cricket. Oh my God. West Indies cricket, Reggae Boyz, Reggae Girls, football, and let's see where we're going to go from there. Let's just dive right into it. If you're following the NBA, this is a Monday, so Friday when you see this, by then several things will be decided. Right now, one thing is sure from I Am Sure Sports is that the Phoenix Suns, they have swept the Denver Nuggets. Yes, Phoenix Suns completely dominated that series. Cameron Payne, Chris Paul, Booker, Ayton dominated. The Joker, who was named the regular season MVP, just couldn't carry this Denver team on his own, and so they lost out by 4-0 to the Phoenix Suns, who advanced to the Western Conference Final, and they await the winners of the LA Clippers versus the Utah Jazz series that is nicely poised at 2-1 in favor of Utah. And so by Friday, it is possible that Utah could just win this thing and face Phoenix in the final. That's our prediction, and that's what we're sticking with, that the Utah Jazz will meet Phoenix Suns in the finals of the Western Conference playoff. And so Gobert from Utah Jazz, he was voted the Defensive Player of the Year, and Jordan Clarkson of Utah was voted the Sixth Man of the Year. And so you see that the Utah Jazz are very good, a very solid, a very strong team, but they are up against Kawhi Leonard and PG-13, that's Paul George. They have a good squad over there, but for some reason I think the Utah Jazz is a better balanced team, with Donovan Mitchell playing his best basketball, Mike Conley recovering from his injury coming on. And so again, I think they're going to win, and they are going to meet the Phoenix Suns in the finals of the Western Conference. And I'm also picking the Utah Jazz. But in a couple of few days, we will have our basketball panel to come in and talk about the NBA. On the Eastern Conference, right now the Milwaukee Bucks have come back from 2 down to tie 2-2 with the Brooklyn Nets, and there is some problems with Brooklyn. James Harden, he was injured, still recovering. He may be available for Game 5. Kyrie Irving seemed to be struggling as well, and Kevin Durant was left with the burden of carrying the team, and it just never worked out, as a supporting cast wasn't strong enough, wasn't good enough. Philadelphia are going to continue to dominate the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, Trae Young is being kept out of the paint, not allowing to dribble, penetrate, and Joel Embiid is having a tremendous playoff run. Ben Simmons is playing excellent defense, and Dwight Howard coming off the bench, Tobias Harris. I mean, this Philadelphia team, whoever wins it between the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, you're picking Brooklyn Nets. That's what we picked. They have some injuries. The picture has changed, but we're going to stick to that. I think it is possible that we could see Philadelphia coming out of the Eastern Conference, because Joel Embiid, there is no one player who can stop him from scoring once he's healthy. He's like a KD playing center, and KD is like a Joel Embiid playing center. I think they are two of the most dynamic, unstoppable scorers in the NBA. They have good all-round game, and they're good at the free throw line. I mean, unguardable, I believe, and I think those two teams will meet in the final, and I will see how things progress to give you my pick for the finals. But interesting times. I mean, the playoffs have been just absolutely superb. Just the level of play. I mean, so many standout players. This guy called Devin Booker playing good basketball. The Joker played well for Denver. You have Donovan Mitchell playing well. You have Giannis finally coming good for Milwaukee Bucks. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons playing well. I mean, some very good performances. You'll think about Chris Paul with the Phoenix team and how well he is playing as well. So the NBA is as exciting as it has ever been, and we are loving what we're seeing. So keep staying tuned and watch it, because I mean, it's only going to get better as we get to the finals to see who will win. All right, moving on. The West Indies team. Well, let's say it this way. The game started on Thursday, Friday, and then on Saturday it was over. 3 days. So we should have been watching cricket today, Monday, at the time of this video. But the West Indies got dismissed cheaply in both innings. They lost by an inning and runs. I don't want to even give you that. Atrocious batting in both innings. But I believe that the issue started at the task. Once we won the coin toss and opted to bat first, said several things to me. And hear me out. One, the condition, there was moisture in the pitch in the early morning. The conditions were ideal for quick or pace bowling. Rabada and Ngidi are two high quality bowlers. Why would we expose ourselves to that? When we had a Kemar Roach and a Jaden Seals, a youngster making his debut, I believe that if Shannon Gabriel played in this game and we won the task, then would have batted first. Would have bowled first, sorry. But we entered that game with no confidence in the bowling attack in terms of the pace side. And so we felt like for some reason we can put runs on the board, set up ourselves so we can use the two spinners in the team on a deteriorating pitch in the last days, Raheem Cornwall and Ralston Chase, and that never panned out. And it is time for us to think the game through. Use the conditions to make the best possible decisions. The conditions were ripe on Thursday morning for pace bowling. Bowl first. It's one thing if you lost the toss and you were put into bat. You had a option. Now, Nkuma Bana got hit Hope he's recovering and doing well. You never want to see players go through that while you're playing the game that we love and we watch so much. And so he got injured. The openers never put up any runs. No one really stood up against the South African bowling. I felt like some of the wickets were schoolboy errors at this international level. I love what Kyle Mayers has been doing, but he needs to think his game through and measure the conditions well. There are some risks you can't take when the game is at a certain place. There are times when you have to apply yourself and dig in and stay in. The same thing goes for Jermaine Blackwood. We have to measure the conditions and the situation of the game better and do better in terms of our shot selection. Shea Hope provided no hope. Many were calling for his return. All right, so he opened. He's not familiar with that position, and so fine. Second inning. Now remember, Nkrumah Bonner was knocked, and so he never recovered, had a concussion, and part of the rule is that you can make substitution. So the West Indies used that opportunity to bring in Kieran Powell, an opener. Now you are getting an opportunity to cement a spot in this team. He comes in and he fails, which means that Chase was pushed further down the order, his preferred position, and he still failed. Wickets were given away cheaply again. Schoolboy shots, schoolboy errors. West Indies, we must do better, and we can do better. Jaden Sales did very well. Took the most wickets for the West Indies. Good performance by the youngster on debut. Trinidadian, part of the last Under-19 World Cup West Indies team. Saw him in the CPL T20 in his last edition, and he did well. Very good prospect for the future. I see him and Shamar Holder as two options going ahead. I'm hoping that someone is working with Alzari Joseph, because he's not a wicket taker. He just bowls. That's my humble opinion. Just a side note, England lost the second test against New Zealand, and so they lost the series 1-0 to New Zealand. First time they are losing at home in quite a while, and so big up. In fact, this is the second test series they are losing, because so first time they are losing a test series at home in a while. But big up to New Zealand, playing some good cricket right now. I'm doing really well. Now what I want to get to, I'm going to talk about the Reggae Girls who played a practice game against the USA Sunday. We lost the game by 4-0. Poor first half. Poor errors that led to us conceding a goal in the first minute of the game, and just it went downhill from there. We conceded a penalty after that, and so by halftime we were down by 3-0. Came out very well in the second half. The pace of the game had fallen, but we're able to hold our own, and the game ended. Honestly, I thought it would have been worse. I was looking at a 6-0 scoreline just given how the game started. But I must commend these young ladies. They fought well, they got themselves together, they organized themselves well, they tried to play football, they kept a system, and I must commend them. This USA team is the #1 ranked team in the world. They are not ordinary. They are not ordinary. I can't tell when last I've seen them lose a game. And so I think we put in a credible performance. We were without Bunny Shaw. She is kind of taking some time off because she just won the leading goal scorer in the league over in France. Just secured a transfer to Manchester City. So big up the DJ Bunny Shaw, former St. Diego High School student, dominated schoolgirl football. I mean, scored the most goals as male or female as a Jamaican for the national team. And she was absent. I think if she was there, we probably have gotten a couple of goals, just depending, just based on how the game went. But I mean, Jody Brown, a youngster, she did well. Matthews, the forward that was up there. I mean, there, the number 6 Solon, I think her name is, really good footballer. And the team, I have to commend them. Like I said, this is preparation. Good friendlies. They played well against Nigeria as well. And there is progression. And so I can't knock them. I can't be too critical of the Reggae Girls. I thought they did well, and they must be applauded for what they did, and we move on from here. So good job, girls. I'm looking forward to you progressing. I know there are a few other players out of England who desire to represent Jamaica. That will only make our team stronger and better going into the World Cup qualifiers for female. All right. On a sad note, our male Reggae Boyz national team ended their tour in Japan in a very distasteful way to the footballing public. We were humiliated by the Japan under-23 team, lost by 4-0, and it could have been 10, to be fair. Created no opportunities, looked disorganized, looked a step slower, and so there's not much positive from this particular game, though we can take some positives from the Serbia game. Let me give you my assessment. Now, the truth is, the game never affected the ranking of Jamaica either way. It's not one of those friendly internationals that affect your FIFA ranking. It's just a friendly, right? That has nothing to do with your FIFA rankings. So we could afford to lose the game, and we could afford to use players. I understand the coaching staff. I understand Coach Whitmore and the rest of the coaching staff, because you brought players there. You can't bring players there and not give them an opportunity to play. And so they had to do that. And they chose the right game to do that. All right? It showed up some of the players in terms of their quality, just how poor their quality were. But in knocking the Reggae Boyz, we also have to look at who we played. And this Japan team is touted as the team to win the Olympic Games in terms of soccer. They are that good. They defeated Ghana, they defeated their own senior team. Before they defeated Jamaica, they defeated their senior team. They defeated Argentina, though Argentina defeated them in the second game. They are in constant preparation. In fact, in Japan, they are seen as the team that will possibly win the 2026 World Cup. So they are not an ordinary under-23 squad. If you watch that game, you'd have seen the chemistry, the skill, the class with that team. Dylan Barnes, one of the new goalkeepers brought in, one of the new players, goalkeeper, did well for the time that he was out there. Thought he did well. Players like Ravel Morris, had good touches, but you can see that he's not up to his best match condition. I don't want to call any other names because I mean, it's a lot of negative, and I don't want to necessarily tear down players. They have gotten a lot of criticism, which they deserve, because there were some schoolboy errors, like basic stuff that we just couldn't get right. Now it brings me to a bigger point. And the bigger point is, it is becoming more evident to the public that those wage negotiations have been settled. There are other issues with this team that needs to be resolved heading into the Gold Cup and the World Cup campaign. I've been pushing this and encouraging the powers that be to assemble the entire entourage of players, coaching staff, management, federation, and have some sessions of mediation. We cannot pretend that there is unity and oneness in this. It is evident that there are issues. We will always have issues, always, in every organization. But what we must not do is, where we can fix issues, we leave them. The players want to play, the management wants to do well, and the coach wants the team to achieve. So at the end of it all, I think all of us have the same end in mind. And because we have the same end in mind, we can sit down and work on the process to get to that end. So I want to use this opportunity today to speak to one of the players that I have a lot of respect for. It is the captain, Andre Blake. Don't know if you'll ever hear this and ever see this. Listen, you are very intelligent. You went to proper high school in Jamaica. You have a proper family structure. You have managed yourself well. Went college overseas. Get drafted. You are a leader at your club, Philadelphia Union. You are seen as one of the best goalkeepers in MLS, and some people believe in CONCACAF. Some people believe they should be playing in the Premier League at one of the elite or top clubs, and I believe so. Many Jamaicans respect you, and I believe that the majority of the players, local and overseas, have a high level of respect for you. I'm asking, what if you were supposed to have a team meeting with your players, the local ones and the ones from England, and try to bridge that gap? What if you initiated a WhatsApp group just to ensure that there is good dialogue? Then once you get all the players together and that has been resolved, then you guys meet with the JFF. Why? Because I want to see you in the World Cup, and I know you want to see you in the World Cup. The onus is on you. I'm putting it on you because I've learned this in life. It's a very popular Jamaican saying. If you know better, then do better. So I challenge you to elevate your level of leadership to relationship restoration. I'm not saying that you have not been. I'm saying that take a greater initiative in it. Get the players together. Get the Damian Lowe, who is one of the leaders in the team, and the Kemal Lawrence and the Leon Bailey. Get them together. Get a Adrian Mariappa out of England. Let him come in as one of those persons and begin to bridge the gap so that we can be one Jamaica. This is not Jamaica, England. This is one Jamaica. And when we go there, they don't say the Jamaican players and the British players. No, they say the Jamaica national team. We have one national anthem, one national pledge. And I'm saying that for all our sakes, help me, my brother. I pray that God will give you the wisdom to do this. Because if it is done, it will enhance your legacy amongst the Jamaican populace. and this team will have success. We cannot afford to let this massive bank of talent have a World Cup cycle that ends before it starts. That's not the legacy we want to paint for our sons and daughters and our grandsons and granddaughters. I want to challenge Coach Theodore Whitmore. I know you get a lot of stick from people. And easy, they say, lies the head that wears a crown. You go through a lot as a coach, and so many things have not been ideal for you. I think that, and I know you do this, at this time, you have to stop, look at all the players available to you, get all the information you need to get, and select the best players possible. You must be confident in yourself that these players that I've put out there, they are not the ones that I may like. They are not the ones that Jamaican people may like, but these are the ones who, from the pool that I have in these positions, they are the best. And if you put the best squad out there every single time and they fail, then we will all know that we were not good enough. Don't allow yourself, however, to be blamed for selecting people who are not the best because people see others who are way better. That's all you have to do, coach. People think you're ordinary. There may be better options, but listen, the results prove that you have a way of getting positive results in the most adverse circumstances. So let's fix the circumstances and see how you will perform. Let's do that. Let's forget that which is behind. We have to get past this kind of living in Jamaica where we carry feelings and you know, man disrespect me. I mean, we get too disrespected too easily, and we keep this disrespecting going. You may be wondering, where's the JFF in all of this? Listen, man, I've spoken about that. And so I have to look to different channels. I have to look to where can I go to get the best result for Jamaica's football. You guys have it in you. One of the first videos I did spoke to the fact that if all our players, coaching staff comes together, I don't believe that there's a team in CONCACAF that can defeat us. That's my strong belief and resolve. I don't think the 1998 team that went to the World Cup has as much quality as this. But here's what they had. They had a unity, a bond, love, and a respect for each other. They had one vision, one goal, one aim, and they all fight for it. Messam was replaced by Gardner, but he was just as committed. Dean Sewells, Paul Young, let's call some of the names who not so much mentioned but were still a part of the process. Christopher Dawes. We can do it again, so the onus is on you. This was I and is I Am Sure Sports. I am Omar Stenek. Again, big thank you to all our subscribers. We respect and love the support you give to us. Keep doing it. like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Bless, for this is I Am Sure Sports. Have a great day.